everyone. My name is Mary Rothfusz. I am a facilitator and team member for Studio B. Studio B was asked to come here today to talk about our experience as mindfulness, meditation, and yoga instructors and how we are meeting people where they're at, whether we're meeting people with disabilities, chronic illness, or just daily work stressors from work, family, and life. As we've all adjusted over this last year and a half to a new reality, we find it's so important to incorporate wellness practice for everyone. Part of our mission at Studio B is to include practices that are accessible. And by accessibility, I mean for everybody. And I always capitalize the body part of that. When I started yoga, I was coming to it in a later age of life and also as a person who was just injured. That injury turned into a cervical and spinal disability. So something that's always been kind of a blessing for me is that I haven't practiced vigorous yoga like vinyasa, hot yoga, or Bikram. All of those are wonderful practices, but something that I have learned as I've navigated my disability and physical challenges is that yoga is for everybody. Talking to you right now is a yoga practice because I'm bringing my awareness and my attention to what's happening in front of me. Yoga can be as simple as breathing. And I think it's something we're working on very hard to bring back to the people for everyone to share. Another practice that I do daily and teach is something called mindfulness-based stress reduction. I also teach meditation, accessible movement, and whatever else is present. One of the best parts about being a part of the Studio B fam is that we are driven by our desire to be of service to others. I came to meditation, yoga, and mindfulness because of my debilitating health problems. I was looking for a cure to figure out how to get rid of the acute and chronic pain I was experiencing daily. It also changed my life in many ways when I started meditation and mindfulness-based stress reduction. I found that within myself was space, kindness, and gentleness to meet the acute and chronic pain, as well as deal with the mounting physical challenges that I was facing directly after my injury. What I've found meeting so many different teachers and so many different practices is that at the end of the day, we want you to feel like you've had time for a break, for a pause, or for space. Whether that's through movement, music, gardening, or talking to a good friend, all of these things are practice, are yoga, are meditation. So one of the things I'll be doing with you today is a meditation practice. I also do offer accessible movement, and what that means for me is movement you can do seated, and more importantly, the encouragement to meet the body where it's at and accept that with grace and knowing that even visualizing practice is enough. Our bodies might have changed, our minds are always changing, but we still can drop in and take moments of self-care for ourselves. So before we begin practice together, I also want to share that people who are caregivers, who are also in this fight for accessible movement, for recognition, and for, most importantly, the ability to live our lives with dignity and strength. We really appreciate all that you do, and we also know it is something that is extremely challenging, mentally, physically, in all different areas. So for those of you attending this conference who are caretakers, I really salute you. I am so grateful for everyone that I meet on my journey since I've been disabled. From the person who is taking my name to the person who sees me as the doctor, nurse, or assistant. I see all of you and all that you do, so my heart and my gratitude is going out to you. For those of you who are facing chronic illness, I see you as well. Practice has brought to me more space and understanding than physical therapy, surgery, or other Western modalities of treatment. I also want to recognize that we have different ways to practice for everybody. Meditation works for some people who like stillness, but sometimes it's just not right. We also like to check out other ways to get in tune with ourselves. Music is one way, journaling, even having a conversation with a close friend or family member. All of these are opportunities to practice. And why I say that is because the main goal of meditation and mindfulness is to bring our awareness to this present moment. So that being said, let's bring our mind and our body together in this present moment through a short practice. For those of you who haven't done a meditation practice before, it is where we're at in this moment. I'm seated in a comfortable chair, but if you like to lay down in a supported position, that's fine. An invitation for those who would like to stand, sometimes that helps if you're a little tired. You can stand too. Also, meditation is for you. So even if my eyes are closed or my body's still, it doesn't mean that yours has to be. One of my favorite mentors suggests rocking side to side if you would like a little movement in your body during the practice. I'm going to gently close my eyes here, but you're more than welcome to keep them open, having a soft gaze, maybe on a plant or out the window. It can even be past the screen. And to begin, we'll check in with our breath. We'll take a nice deep inhale, followed by a long exhale. A nice deep inhale, followed by a long exhale. The breath can return to its natural rhythm, or if that was helpful, you can continue with a couple more deep and deliberate breaths. Again, meditation is being aware of this moment. And if at any time the sensations physically or mentally are overwhelming or too strong, we can always stop, open our eyes if they were closed, and come back to the shared screen. Again, meditation is for you. So making sure you're feeling supported in your seat, if you're seated, or lying down, or standing. And for meditation, we like to offer a couple of different choices for you to bring your awareness to. The first choice I'll offer is the breath. You can gently follow the breath as it travels in and out of the nostrils. Or if you'd like, you can place a hand on the abdomen or chest to just follow the breath as it gently rises and falls in your abdomen and chest. A second anchor choice will be the connection of the feet or the hands where they're resting. You can explore the texture underneath the feet or the hands, or maybe the temperature of the air against them. You could even notice how it feels with clothing against the skin or without. A third choice for practice to bring the awareness to is a sound, a gentle sound, or a pleasant sight, perhaps a picture of something that you love. You could look at a pet or plant. You can even explore another sense like smell. So choosing one of those anchors, the breath, the hands or feet, or one of the senses, and bringing the awareness there. If you're having trouble landing on any of those choices, that's perfectly normal. The mind and the body are always in process, so it likes to explore as it normally does. But again, we can gently redirect our awareness back to one of those choices. Meeting whatever thoughts that are going through the mind with kindness, knowing that it's normal as we start to practice to have sometimes a hard time finding that space that we like to find during practice, but that's okay. A new opportunity to start again by returning again to the breath, the body, or one of the senses. And you might notice there might be some strong physical sensations. Sometimes when we start to meditate, we notice things that we haven't noticed before. Or maybe we get stuck. For me, sometimes I get stuck in the lower back where the strong sensations are. Remembering that if it's something that's really unpleasant, we can stop the practice at any time. We can also, again, return to another area, whether it's the breath, a different part in the body, or one of the senses. Wherever we're going, just going there with patience and kindness. As we come towards the end of this meditation, we can slowly start to externalize our awareness. You can start noticing maybe the familiar sounds in your environment. You can start to invite some gentle movement to the body if that feels helpful. Moving the feet or the hands, or again rocking side to side, or even doing a small shoulder roll. If the eyes were closed, you may open them when you're ready. And taking another moment to take a nice deep breath here as we return to the screen. I appreciate this time that I've had to spend with you, and I also appreciate the wonderful, wonderful things that all of you are doing and choosing this time to come together in community, to connect. The Studio B family recognizes all of the great work that you're doing, and we hope to see you on our platform, or reach out to us in other ways via email or through Jen, who will be speaking to you as well. Please ease back into whatever's next. There's no rush. Thanks again. This is Mary from Studio B. Have a wonderful day.